Today we're reviewing Eddington, Ari Aster's new movie. It just came out, right? Let me read you guys the plot real quick for anyone that doesn't know the plot. In May of 2020, a standoff between a small-town sheriff and mayor sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico. So yeah, it basically takes us back to 2020 when the masks and the pandemic were a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
Pandemic satire.
Black Lives Matter, all that stuff.
Which I'm going to take some stances on this that I don't think some people would expect from me.
But yeah, so that's the plot. What did you guys think about this movie? What initial thoughts?
But, okay, if you could think of one part that stood out to me, what do you think it was?
That stood out to you?
Yeah, that I was like, this is great.
This is great.
Let me think. It stood out to you.
Something I've said I wish the character said in multiple movies we've talked about.
Was it the dad at the dinner table?
Yes.
'Cause that's my favorite part too.
When he said, "Are you fucking
Yeah,
retarded?"
you're
I
white.
almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah, so did I.
That was good.
I thought that was gold.
I literally was dying, and nobody else in the theater thought it was that funny. I was literally dying.
Yeah,
Me
he
and the
said,
dude next to me were dying.
"You're white."
Are you fucking retarded? You're white.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what
But-
we would have said in that situation.
One point. Okay. One thing I will say about this movie, which will sound like stupid bullshit, but why is a dude that looks like Ari Aster the one making this movie? Like about
why is that relevant?
just because like I feel like a dude that's gonna make an impactful movie about that time period, like the last 5 years of craziness, is not gonna be a white nerd.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be like Kugler or something. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
like somebody with that perspective, because
I mean,
it
everybody
looks-
lived through it.
I know, but I mean just like how the slant this movie takes about like how gung-ho white people were about Black Lives Matter and stuff, and it looks very like white knighty, social justice warrior-ish to like talk shit about that whole thing, which he does do both sides. Like he's not harsher on
No,
one than the other.
I don't think it's very one way or the other.
No,
I
it's
think
not,
it's
but
I think it's
it's
pretty.
just like-
He's just making light of how stupid
Yes.
everybody was
Oh,
the whole
for
time.
sure.
what's
But
the word I'm looking for? It's very down the middle. It was very
Yeah.
unbiased.
But
every character sucks.
yeah, initially my reaction was like, this is just not a fun movie, not a good movie.
It's too
boring,
long.
way too long.
I
I was not into it at all. I was just kind of annoyed.
feel like he wanted to hit nerves and make fun of people on both sides, which he did, but I feel
Correct.
like he also missed so many opportunities.
Correct.
Like he could have gone harder on both sides,
Yeah.
but instead just like made everybody equally obnoxious and annoying.
Yeah.
I think that was the point, though.
The funny parts for me were like very far between. Like there were multiple points where I laughed.
Yeah,
But
same.
they was very far apart.
But it wasn't over the top enough to be like a full-fledged satire about the pandemic. It was very like, yeah, this is what happened.
Yeah, very believable.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, why do we need to see that? Why do we need that for 2.5 hours? We
Well,
lived it.
because because it got out of control at the end.
But okay, this is just a review that a friend of mine put on Letterboxd, and I thought it was so fucking funny. They just said it's the movie Civil War, but you got bored and flipped the channel to American Ultra halfway through,
Yeah.
and that's the plot of the movie.
I've never seen American Ultra.
I mean, so like basically, warfare is very like slow, methodical. Like, have you seen Warfare?
No.
So it's
Warfare or
literally.
Civil War.
Did I say Civil War or Warfare? Okay, Civil War is, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. But Civil War was like just following around the war photographers. And then halfway through this movie, it turns into like crazy assassin stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like the switch between, you got bored watching Civil War, so you just turned on like undercover assassin movie.
It just turned into like hogwash for the most part. Like I didn't really care. I didn't care about Emma Stone's character whatsoever. She was just kind of like thrown in there.
She was not in it at all.
No.
Her and Austin Butler not being in the movie very much was crazy to me, because I get it. Joaquin is the star of the movie, but there's only 4 big names in the movie, and 3 of them aren't really in it very much.
Right.
I didn't really understand his role, Austin Butler.
It was weird.
What's the well, he was just like what, like a cult leader? Like
Like
Capitalizing
like,
on...
yeah, but like how the QAnon stuff was like the Pizzagate, obsessed with like child molesters and like
Conspiracy BS.
yeah.
It was just everything the pandemic crammed into a movie.
I didn't even think about the cop being with that girl and she was underage though. So I was like, I must be slipping because I was like, well, when he said that, I go, of course, like she's with high school kids. He's a fucking police officer. Obviously, there's an age gap. And then it was pretty fucked up for Joaquin Phoenix to pin it on the black cop after the whole time
Immediately
being like, it didn't happen here. We're not racist. Look at my deputy, and then immediately pins it on him.
Yeah.
it's like the
Well, you seen the opening there, so it was the smartest move.
Pedro Pascal slaps, like the Will Smith slap, made him insane. He just snapped.
I did also love the scene where the Native American tribal police officer noticed that Joaquin's writing was the same.
Yeah.
Like when he saw it on
Sprinted to the house.
the chalkboard sprinted to get it. Like so that was cool.
So you wanted to find the weapon, yeah. That was good. Nice
That guy
little
was
detail.
entertaining.
The stars were
Chime in.
underused. Pedro Pascal, I get like he was in it enough, but the other like Austin Butler and Emma Stone were.
Pedro wasn't even in it very much, really.
Yeah, but like, he was like in a lot of movies when like the biggest star in the movie is only in important scenes or like scenes that are important to the movie, and which he was the main focal point of all the stuff that happened.
Right.
Which
Another
I
part
get.
that made me crack up was like when he was showing the campaign video. And Joaquin Phoenix was watching. He's like, "Where's he getting all these black people from? He's just shipping them in." There's like 2 in the whole time.
Yeah.
Keith Jardine was in the movie. Did you notice that?
I did not notice that.
I think he's credited as like muscular guy or something.
Oh,
like
really?
that. Yeah.
I didn't see
You
it.
know what
he's
part
in
I
it.
found was funny? When he goes, when he was like doing that yelling through the microphone while he's driving the vehicle down the road.
He's like, "Who are you talking
Yeah,
to?"
and then he goes, "What the fuck?" and then he goes, "Faggot" or whatever. He's like, cut that.
It
was a
did
good
nail how obnoxious people were on both sides, like both ends of the spectrum. It took too long to get to the interesting, like mystery thriller, like plotline stuff. It was crazy though. Like when it got there, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah,
Cool action sequence.
both sides thought they were so right. They were so
Yeah.
strong.
And then I said all of that, and this
and annoying.
motherfucker is about to die of an asthma attack. I really thought that was going to
Yeah.
be. And then I was like, guess not. And then
Got a knife to the dome.
I said, this fucking invalid is the mayor. Like after he's brain dead, they make him the mayor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, his
And then-
mother-in-law's his like
Yeah.
voice.
And then I
Basically.
said, damn, Mike lived. So
he did.
props.
Yeah. Through that explosion, that was wild. Yeah.
I knew they had to throw a dong in there somewhere.
Joaquin Phoenix dong.
And I said, so is the point that with all of that craziness, nothing mattered and the end result was just the same, whether all that craziness happened or not?
I guess, yeah. It just wasn't that interesting to me.
And then also, one of the worst theater experiences I've had in a long time.
Why is that?
Dude sitting next to us took off his shoes and socks.
That is bold for a
What theater did you
Then-
see it in?
MJR.
Southgate.
Yes. At a Friday at like 6:40. So main time shouldn't be of all these fucking creatures and deviants. Takes off his shoes and his socks. Then every single time somebody got shot in the movie, he would make a noise like every time.
I said I'm gonna add something to me.
And I literally yelled, I go, "What are we fucking doing here?" And the guy like stopped. And just sat there silently. But then he also goes, "Why are all Indians so fat?" Granted, this guy was about 6'3", 350, 400 pounds. Because there was one chubby Native American police officer.
Why do you always get the crazy people in your
I don't know,
theaters?
dude. Then there was also a woman in the very front who was definitely special needs. So I tried to let it slide. But the whole movie was going like, noises like that the whole movie. Not at funny parts, not at surprising parts, randomly throughout the whole runtime. Just like a, Then also, right before it started, a woman let her phone ring like 4 or 5 times and then answered it instead of just letting it go silent for ringing so many times.
Wow.
But that was, I believe that was before it actually started.
Yeah, that ruined
But-
my movie experience. Going
Dude,
experience.
the guy just, every time a bullet hit somebody.
That'd
and I
kill
was
me.
like-
That'd kill me.
Like, I was raging about it all the way to the car.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it, Ben?
I thought it was all right. Yeah, I thought I agree with a lot of what you guys said. You know, I mean, is it necessary to show all this? We lived it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like it's like too soon because nobody has forgotten any of that, and I do feel like maybe further out people will like it more or get more out of it.
Maybe
when we get more out, that makes sense. When we forget it, more.
It isn't.
It's too fresh.
But it wasn't.
It's honestly probably his worst movie for me.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And I've
really
seen people say
anything,
it's his best movie, and I get so angry.
I've seen a lot of that too. I've seen a lot of polarizing.
And that's what I said.
Like,
there's
understand.
so many 1-star or 5-star reviews, and I said I don't hate it as much as people that rated it 1 or 0 stars, but I agree with their points way more than I agree with people who rated it highly.
like masterpiece, and this is gonna.
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, somebody said it was like the Safdie brothers made a Coen brothers movie. And I was like, that doesn't mean it's fucking good.
No, it did have a lot of
but
Coen-inspired stuff.
But the Safdie thing just means it's stressful. That's all a Safdie brothers movie is.
It's like a poor effort at a Coen movie. Like, it wasn't.
The person
really
who said
funny.
this has never seen No Country for Old Men, so
Yeah, well,
That was a great sequence though when he's getting when it does come to that climax or whatever, and when he's getting chased by the guy.
there are good pieces.
Whatever group that was that came over in that jet.
Nazi group or something.
There are good pieces, but the glue that holds it together.
Pro
isn't there.
anti-lives matter or Black Lives Matter.
No, that was fake. That was
it was fake.
Yeah, they were how every time there were protests, somebody would break a window and they're like, that dude's not even part of the protest. He's your guys' guy trying to make us look bad. That's what it was supposed to be. They were white dudes.
I didn't pick that up.
That's why they had gloves on and masks or whatever, because they weren't black dudes.
But they wanted to appear that way.
They wanted to appear like Black Lives Matter people.
What was the significance of the homeless man? I was trying to piece it together. I'm like, are they trying?
I think you already thought about it more than he did.
Is it trying to say everyone has a voice and what's coming out of his mouth is
No, I think I'm thinking about it too much.
has the same impact as what's coming out of everyone else's mouth? Because
I honestly think he thought
he had to.
it was smarter than it was, the movie.
He had to mean something with that homeless man because the homeless man is in it.
Also,
starts with the homeless man, and I don't know.
now that I've seen it, I do feel like, because all this, not trailers or stuff like that, but all the stuff I've seen leading up to this was interviews or stuff with Ari Aster with other people talking, not about the movie, just in general. And I feel like all of that was to be look at how cool he is before the movie came out. So people be like, oh yeah, because if you get cool people, the same thing with Wes Anderson. I know a lot of people hate it, but he has to be doing something right or be a cool guy to have so many cool people that always want to work with him.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they were doing with this. We're look at how much Bill Hader loves Ari Aster. He's got to be cool.
Oh,
look at how much. You know what I mean?
Probably a cool dude, and he makes good movies.
But I did
they're
say-
super well done. The shots
immediately
are awesome.
after, I was I pulled up his picture and I was like, Sophia, don't you just want to punch him right in the face? Look at this face.
But I don't like when...
it is interesting. I mean, it was an interesting time, so somebody had to do that. You know what I mean?
But that's what kind of bothers me more. It's such a wild time. You could have made it more absurd and more funny, with the pandemic
I feel
stuff. He just went straight as an arrow in that.
Because I did like Beau is Afraid, which I know a lot of people
I did too.
Didn't.
I liked
but,
it.
I feel like this was that without being crazy or ridiculous the whole time. It was very much what happened, very slight exaggeration, and then out of nowhere, hey, everybody's John Wick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something insane happens. Mm-hmm. And it was way too long. That's my main gripe.
It was long.
And the thing is, some stuff is that long, and we go, oh, it didn't feel that long. It absolutely felt long.
Absolutely did, yeah.
What was the purpose of his wife and...
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what her...
Yeah, I feel like he just got people to agree to it and then was like, oh, well, how am I going to use them?
It was just make this kooky and we'll try to make it dark humory with her weird dolls. And
what was the purpose of her, though? Was it meant to make us feel for him? Feel bad for him?
I think it was just showing his whole life was going to hell. But it was just not interesting to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
None of the characters were likable. It was 5 parts and I was that was pretty hilarious, or that's really cool, but
yeah, honestly,
so long that I'm just
the most relatable character to me for the most part was Pascal's son, who was still an asshole.
Yeah.
He was annoying as hell.
But he was funny, and like, you can let some of the dickhead like asshole stuff go when they're like teenagers. You know what I mean? Like, he was like screwing over his friend because he liked that girl, but like, yeah, dude,
Stop.
you're 18. Of course you are.
Yeah.
But when he rode his bike and was like, who are you talking to? Killed it. And then like, when he took was taking the dad's car, that whole argument was funny to me. Where he's like, who said you could take the car? He's like, you told me I could go visit Brian. He's like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. You're going out to party.
Yeah, and what was the purpose of Brian as well? Like, because that person did exist during the pandemic as well. They switched, flip-flopped, and
What do you mean?
Brian, his buddy, because
Yeah.
he flip-flopped, right? He
Just because he wanted to fuck that girl.
Yeah, he was
and then
on-
they turned him into Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
That's all he was.
That's what he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there are some interesting things in this movie.
Maybe it's a victim of editing. Like, who knows? Maybe there is a better version out there.
Part of it, I think, yeah. Also, I hate how ridiculous how people got during the thing, so I was annoyed watching it again in a movie.
Okay,
like,
and
I lived through it working in a grocery store.
That's one of
so
my.
it's like,
That's also one of my gripes. Is like, cause
Those people were so annoying.
somebody
that's how
like
people are.
a dude I know, same one who said it was like Safdie Cohen was like raving about it, and I go, this movie is making fun of how you acted during COVID. I know you. I know you were like, fuck white people, like Black Lives Matter stuff, whatever. That's fine, but like, you're a rich white person, so you have no voice in the matter, and you were acting this way. And now that this movie is making fun of people doing that, you're like, oh my god, this is genius.
Who said that?
Like, multiple people, like a bunch of people that acted that way during
Anybody that
COVID
acted that way
are
is
now like,
just
oh my god, this movie is
embarrassing.
brilliant, and it's like, it's literally making fun of you,
Yeah.
and it's going over your head,
Right.
And you're like, oh, this is art, and it's like a whole demographic of people.
They don't get it.
Like, but I mean, I feel like they do get it, but they're like, oh, this is what we're supposed to like. And I just don't get it.
Well, I'm glad at least we all have the same take on it. Not one of us is like, that was a masterpiece.
And then my
'cause-
another friend of mine, the one who said the review of, like, it was Civil War turned into American Ultra, they were like, yeah, it's like South Park, how South Park makes fun of so many people, and some of those people like it, even though it's fucking digging at them the whole
I
time.
definitely don't think it was a masterpiece, nor do I think it was bad. It was just.
I mean,
I'm not-
I don't think it was the worst movie ever, but it's his worst movie in my opinion.
Here's my thing. I'm not a big into politics to begin with, and it's revolves around quite a bit of it politics, and it's just.
my main thing was like, I hated how
don't
people
know.
But
acted in the first place during, and then I had to see it in a movie,
Yeah.
so I was just re-annoyed.
But if you want to critique that whole time, I feel like you gotta take some sort of stance or go harder. Like, he just very surface level made fun of everything,
Thank you.
and then didn't like
Here's everything
like
that happened in the movie.
he could have even gone harder and still done both sides, but like didn't bring up like Trump or January 6th really, or like
Yeah.
any of that.
Very minutely.
And then didn't like bring up anything about the Democrats either. Like, it was just like, oh, these are white people that shouldn't be so bothered about racism. They're white people live in a white town, and like he nailed it, but didn't go any deeper.
Yeah.
People upset about masks. Okay. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
What do
People
you
are
have to
upset
say
about George
that?
Floyd. Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Cool.
It
We saw
was
this
it was
already.
funny to me though, like how he's like, that's not going to happen here, and then literally looked out the window and there like it was people rioting.
Right. COVID's not here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Dude, that was so funny.
And then-
That part, what he was like, what are you worried about? COVID hasn't landed in Eddington. And it's like, what is that? What do you mean?
COVID's not here.
Yeah.
No, it is funny though. I thought it was okay. It didn't blow me away. It didn't do it. It didn't bore me. I thought it was okay.
And also, it doesn't help him that I feel like the three of us all have liked the majority of what he's done so far.
Yeah. So he's done 4 major movies: Hereditary, Midsummer, Beau was Afraid, and then this Eddington. Yeah. But he's good. He's good. He's a good director. He makes some good stuff. You guys want to get to ratings?
Sure.
I give it a 6.5.
I gave it a 5.
I also gave it a 5.
Okay. All right. Watch this ASAP. Watch it whenever or skip it.
I would personally say skip it if I was to recommend it to somebody, but
Yeah, I honestly don't think I could recommend it to people because then, even if I was like, they'll love this, it'd be a person that'd be like, I don't want them to see it.
exactly.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
What could I recommend about it? If I was gonna, who would I recommend it to? It's 2.5 hours of just
Well, let's say.
Are you fucking retarded? Is the goated line?
Right. Let's just
100%.
say we're 20 years in the future, okay?
That I do think.
20. No, let me finish. A 20-year-old. Would you recommend to a 20-year-old 20 years down the road who doesn't know anything about COVID?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That they could get a good sense of how
I mean,
things.
it's the first half is like pandemic, but the second half is just like madness.
Well, I mean,
It's not related to pandemic.
like the last 45 minutes, but yeah.
The first 2 hours. But yeah, I don't.
Just odd tones, tone shift, and I just wasn't into it personally the whole time.
I was not. I was bummed
I
out.
thought it was okay. But yeah, we'll say skip it. This one, skip it. Yeah, that's it. That's our review for Eddington. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.